Hi. How you been? Oh gosh, there's like stuff. I thought I cleaned and I guess I'm not good at cleaning. How you been? How you been? I hope this time around my microphone is on because the last Live Whips Extra, I don't know if I pressed a mute button because the entire duration of the Live Whips 126, there was no freaking audio. And I was like, what the heck? What? No one said anything. The few people that just did stick their faces in the live chat, no one said anything either, but I'm not going to blame them for that. Like, why didn't you tell me I was on mute? No one told me. That was my own damn fault. But I didn't know until I went back to watch the the end result, and there was no audio the entire duration. So that was the downside of working in another room with no PC as a spare to verify whether or not I was making any freaking mouth noises. I know things now. Thank you. So instead, let me go check now to verify that I am making sounds on my. Oh wait, I don't think I turned on my mic. I mean my speaker here. Let me move my chubby babies on over. So this is just a very brief test. I said very brief test, dang you. And so, oh, my characters. Oh, there's zero, so it's fine. I think they're tired of my BS at this point. Friends and strangers alike, but that's fine. Whatever is new. Oh, I learned that there's a thing called yappers. I'm an old person now, so I have to learn things super late in life, including idioms and modern slang. So, what they're talking about, at least this one person on YouTube was talking about, was how people are trying to find more authentic content, but a lot of them tend to be yappers where there's no editing. They just start talking about things they saw online or catching up on online trends, kind of like what I was doing, except I actually do art stuff. And I don't know, oh, there. I think the art some artists do that too, but I don't look at their stuff too much. I mean, I should do that for the sake of research. I don't wanna. And that's probably stabbing myself in the foot, like, oh, you're no better than all the. I don't care. This is really for me, not so much for the people. Because I like me most times. And um, the thing about that is I need this channel or at least this live stream feature to help me make myself keep doing art stuff because oh my god, these like the past weeks if not about almost a month, I was not in the best of moods and I did not feel so great. Let me see if this is working. Work, damn you. Audio's working. That's terrific. Good to know. Good to know. All right, so what the heck am I doing here? And I said it to me. That one is fine on the PC, on that thing over yonder. But I had to make sure. Oh my gosh, my pesky phone. I am leaning very hard towards getting a new phone because I could not record things when I want to on time. And it pisses me off because there's some, like this morning, I went for a walk and I saw a lizard. And I did catch some things, but I wanted to switch quickly back to the photo, to take the picture, right? And my camera just crashed. I was like, oh, thank you. And then the lizard scurried off because it hurt a bunch of people several feet away from it and scurried on off. And I was like, damn it. Thankfully, I did take a video, but my God, my phone has been super pesky with working fast enough because I have so much crap in it. Ugh, that reminds me. I need to clean out my stupid phone and then decide whether or not I should actually get a phone before I go to my trip or I just clean out everything. I also have a spare iPhone in my desk, but again, I'm I'm not very good with Apple products. Okay, shut up. What are you talking about, lady? Okay, so this I got from Daiso. I get a lot of things from Daiso because if it's well, once upon a time it used to be cheap. Now it's $225 instead of $150. But I did try to get some art supplies when I can very sparingly if I can. This paper is very thin, so I don't know whether or not you would want to use, but I haven't been drawing for a while, so I'm gonna try to do like some sketches just to get something going, get something started because like I mentioned, I was not feeling well. And when you don't feel well and you're not in a good mood, which is a double triple whammy for me, I don't want to do any art stuff. I want to force myself when I'm not in the best of moods. And so, yes, I'm trying to make treatments on getting back on the art bandwagon of some bullshit. Okay. Now, I don't know if I'll do any fan service. I used to do fan service art because I was stupid. And but sometimes when I look back at some of this stuff, it's a little nostalgic, but I don't know. I try to get away from that and work on things I rarely ever draw. One of which is men, because I rarely ever draw men. I'm not very confident in drawing men. I try to, though, but I have to copy instead of, oh, you have to make things on your own. And I tend not to. Let me start simple first. I was looking for some earlier, I swear. Just um, some of them I ended up thinking, oh, I could just do that for paintings. Let's work on Mega Man. Oh, I don't like how that looks. Let's commit. Let's commit on Mega Man, and maybe I'll work on Metroid anyway. I also am not very good with sizing. Sometimes a lot of things that I make are either too big or too small, usually too big, and things get cut off. So I tend to struggle with that. And I know they always have like, oh, you have to do this method, so this is right, whereas this is wrong. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I already know what I know. And yeah, I can dabble and experiment. Well, the good thing is you can experiment on what works for you and what does not. That is fine. But I was still like, this is the right way, and if you're doing it the wrong way, then you're wrong and you're stupid. I really hate those kinds of undertones. If it works for you and it develops your own style, hey, go for it. But if you're being a butthole, like this is the only way and the only right way, and my way is correct and yours is stupid, just go somewhere else. Save yourself the headache and just try it. Just shit, just fucking try it. You can get some, bare bones guidelines, but you also have a choice to figure out your own art. I don't really have an art style. I need to remind myself to do original work, and I don't feel like it. 'Cause I am tired. Oh my god, Mega Man. I always keep saying I'm not a gamer, but at the same time, I remember playing Mega Man 3. That was one of my go-to video games. And I am not the type of person to go all of like the first Mega Man, second, third, fourth. I don't do that. Only the ones that my brothers would get. Then I'll okay, I'll play because you bought it. Can I borrow? So that's what happens. I will just play what my brothers played, and they played Mega Man 3, and then also I think Mega Man X. And I like Zero because he has a sword, even though the Buster thingy gun thingy that Mega Man has, he can go long distances. But I don't know. I guess Zero was more performative, and he can do cool tricks and stuff. But yeah, I didn't really. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think I'm a gamer at all. I can play games, but I'm not heavily invested or what is considered you know, gamer material, and that's okay. You don't have to adhere to labels. You just dabble here and there, and that's totally fine. Um, but if I do get invested in a game just to finish it, and I just do that so I can finish the damn game, so it won't keep entering my life. I just finish it and then move on with life. If I want to play it again, that's great. But most of the time, I don't really play games. Well, this is not adhering to the original reference. I'm just tweaking things here and there that hopefully makes sense. If it looks ew, okay, I know. He looks like a baby. Is he in Marvel vs. Capcom? I forgot. I would like to play that game again. There was a handful, and I think my cousin has a bunch of them, but I haven't really played his stuff in a while. I did play Soul Calibur, and my god, the controls were so janky. It was weird. I did manage to knock out my cousin and my older brother, but I don't think it was a fair fight because it was a little bit wonky, and I do favor that game a lot more than those guys. But I would think my older brother would kick my butt, but I beat him. um, it was so weird at the time. It was like this is peak quality computer graphics, and it was so weird seeing all that. And then when you try it again in 2026, I forgot when that game came out. It's so it feels like there's some, not time lapse, but there was some delay in the actions, and so it was like, well, and they kind of move weird. I was like, they're not very fluid movements. It was a little bit awkward to play the game after several, maybe decades of not playing it. And I was like, it's nostalgic, but at the same time, I'm like, ooh, this is kind of janky. But it was still fun overall. And then what else do we? I'm also trying to remember what I did in the last live whips episodes, because I didn't have the heart to throw it. I might have to throw it away because there's no audio, but I did talk a lot. It's on hold now, and so I'm just going to put it on private and then decide whether or not I will delete. I will most likely delete it later. Okay, the body's a little weird. I know I'm supposed to do all these extra things, but I don't feel like it. Like, you have to do all the stuff. See, this is why I'm not a good tutorial person, because I don't really follow my rules sometimes. And it's not like, oh, you're a rebel. It's just, no, I don't have enough time to do that. I got stuff to do. And I actually have laundry to deal with. I think the stuff's done, and I have to put the stuff in the dryer. I'll do that before I go out in a bit. It's a little weird. Will I paint this? Oh, actually, I have these crayons. I might even try these later. I just remembered. I have these. And again, Daiso, it's your fault. And I will see whether or not these. I don't know. I don't really have a compare and contrast aside from Crayola and oil pastels and paint sticks. Those are the only two. No, the only ones I know of that are kind of similar, more or less. I'm not saying they're all the same. They just have a similar way of putting medium to paper. But I would like to try these out because they have pastels. I know Mega Man doesn't have pastels, but I can add them as highlights. I don't know. Also, I need to practice coloring because I'm not very good at coloring. Even though I do a lot of color in my work, I always feel like there's always room for improvement, and there's nothing wrong with that, so that's always fine. And then I also saw a few artists that like to do things from straight up oil pastels or like, art crayons of some kind. Those look really cool what they did. So I was like, oh, I should try to do that. And they were like realistic to kind of cartoony portraits or caricatures. They looked really fun to try. I don't like exaggerating them too much. Only like a little bit, and having color as a kind of like a fluid medium that looks like the character is moving in color, which I think is really cool. So there's that. Hopefully I'll actually do. Oh, see, look, I'm very bad. It's gonna come off. It's cutting off. I should have made him smaller. Welcome to not getting what you want done. I mean, I could measure it, but I hate measuring, so that's what I mean. He gets cut off. Something gets cut off sooner or later. And okay, fine. I thought I was being safe with his face. I was wrong. I was so freaking wrong. Okay. Anyway, He has a really short torso. Good to know. I always thought his underwear, his metal underwear outfit was a little odd. I always thought he was running around in different colored underwear when I was a kid. Like, why is he always changing his underwear? Whenever he gets a new power from a boss fight, he always has different colored underwear. Yeah, that was the mindset I had as a kid. Okay, I gotta change my underwear. Time to fight a boss and get new panties. Okay, so hopefully there's no Mega Man fans getting triggered by my perception as a kid. Okay, down here. Okay, at least this hand sort of fits. That's good. Oh, I should do some video game fan art. That sounds, but a whole bunch of people have done it already. That's why I'm not really keen on following suit. But I actually like playing Mega Man, so I give it a slide. And then I have some people who are fans of Metroid and I think Legend of Zelda. I might or might not do those. I don't know yet, just because everyone and their grandmama has been doing that kind of fan art, and there's way better artists than me. And yeah, no compare, blah. Yeah, I don't care. I'll say that. Okay, I won't, and then I'll do it anyway while you're away. But yeah, there's a whole bunch way better than mine, so I don't really feel the need to want to do that much. And I'm not gonna do much of anything. This is just to help me get jump started back into doing art stuff again. That's really the main reason why I just do fan art. Plus, if people steal it, which some people have stole my work, not a lot, but a very small fringe group, I feel a lot less bad. Like, okay, that's not my original work, stupid. Have fun with that. So I feel a lot less bad the rare times I do get my work stolen. Like, that's not my character. I think I'd be more upset if it was like my original stuff. Um, but yeah, it's still annoying, but it just dampens the blow of not having original work online. That was one of my reasons why I was kind of avoidant of, not kind of, I am avoidant of doing original art online, because there's a lot of art thieves and people don't give a shit about artists, you know. Let's face facts. They don't. So I just like, okay, fine. You don't give a shit about me. I should give a lot less shit about you. So I don't have to put original work on. Oh gosh, this is a little bit longer. I have a grace period probably, but let's just get something done with this. And oh my god, my nose is itchy. Yeah, I was also getting over a cold. Like right after my headache stopped, my kid gave me his cold. That sucks, but welcome to life. And then I am slowly getting better. Thank you, lemon water. I take lemon water without sugar just so I get used to not relying on sugar every time I drink the stuff. It tastes like crap though, but it makes me not crave sugary anythings. Though I still have my sodas once in a while. But it's definitely so much less than how it was before. So progress is something. Oh, his feet looked kind of weird. So this one's kind of off. This one's supposed to be around. Okay, so I have to make some fixings, and then the hand is around here. Okay, good to know. So I made a boo boo. Na boo boo. Stick your head in doo doo. Okay, so oh yeah, yappers. So I probably qualify as that, but I think because they also mentioned that yappers are quite boring. So I'm like, oh yeah, that's me. I'm boring. I'm boring. But this is more beneficial for me because I need something to help me remind myself, like, oh yeah, do some art. So this is my excuse and reasoning, yes, reasoning to resume this kind of content. If anyone wants to draw with me, that'd be so great, but I can't force them. See, look how I get cut off. Where the rest of you go? Okay. The other option is I do something. I mean, I can. But then I would cut off the paper. I mean, I don't really care for this paper because I think I have another one lying around and I don't know where I put it. So I don't mind if I use spare. That's a little different. And then I could like tape it up or something. I don't know. Doot, 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 doot. And I'll just cut it off or whatever. I remember there was some people who would do like their little drawings and they would cut them out and give them like little diorama scenes using real life stuff on your desk, on the table, and they react. I thought that was kind of cool, but I probably am super late to that kind of trend, and that's fine. Okay, not really, but I don't have enough time. But yeah, once in a while it'd be okay. But I don't know what I can use though. Right? I need to do that face mask idea before I get super lazy. But I haven't been drawing for weeks, so I need to, seriously for weeks. So I'm trying to get something started. It's better than nothing, I suppose. I was also considering doing some, I don't know about still life, but like landscape or kind of nature paintings, and maybe I could put something weird in it just so I'm not bored. Because those kinds of themes, while they're really amazing and all that good stuff, it also bores me. So I need something in there to make me keep painting it and actually complete the work because I get once sometimes I get really bored, I will stop the project. I'm like, I don't feel like doing it. I really need to stop doing that because I need to finish a lot. I have a book. It's called LiveWIPs for a reason because I am perpetually stuck in resuming all my LiveWIPs because I always find something to do, and then realize, oh shit, I have at least 40 works in progress I haven't even touched for several months to over a year. Yeah, it'd be like that. So I need to not do that. But there's always something. Maybe the short attention span's fault. Okay, so there's this one. And then the foot. Okay, the foot's gonna be kind of a lost cause just because I think it's not. Oh, no, maybe it'll fit. Will it fit? The picture. Will it fit? Yes, yes. Okay, okay. He got cut off a bit, but that's okay. The other option is I could tie. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna cut some part out. Is Spotify the main means of listening to music now, or do people still use MP3 songs? And I don't know, because I keep hearing that people are trying to leave Spotify because they have some weird guidelines and rules that they people don't agree with, and they're going back to iPods or MP3 players. Like, oh, that's the new thing now. They're kind of cheap. I looked on them on a whim. I was like, oh, maybe I should get one. But I'm still using my phone, and I don't use Spotify. I think the only reason I would use Spotify was to support artists that I still give a crap about, and that's about it. But other than that, I don't really use Spotify. Um, I just I just play on the MP3 player feature on my phone, and that's about it because I don't really care for Spotify. I know it'll collect like your data as to how long and how often you listen to your songs and what kinds of songs you say, and the algorithm for that they tend, yeah, I get the general gist of it, but I never really adhere to staying on. I did list try a little bit. I didn't care for it. Maybe that's my old lady brain not wanting to get on with the times, but it seems like a blessing in disguise when people are really complaining about it. So I'm like, okay, I didn't really lose much of anything anyway. I don't really care how long I listen to things. I just accept. Okay, I listen to songs now, and then but lately when I listen to some songs, I try to skip them. Like there's some parts of the song I don't like listening to. Like even though people like they glorify and praise 80s and 90s music, especially like the R&B stuff. There was some things about R&B music I did not like when they start talking about, "Hey girl, I saw you last week at the barber shop and I was eating a hot dog and you so fine and you're doggone fine, and I want to see you and take you out to dinner. And then they resume singing. I was like, what? I hate when they talk. I don't know what song where they talk about eating hot dogs while seeing the girl at the barber. I'm just making shit up, but that was a kind of gist of what kind of song. I mean, like that small portion of the song to talk about how they really feel towards XYZ girl. Also, the girls would have that kind of like, hey boy, come here and blah blah blah. Um, you know, let's go to the water park, and then we'll have some ice cream, and then when we get home, wow wow, like I don't know. It was just so weird hearing people talking in songs. I didn't like that. That was one of my pet peeves. And then also when it sounds like the song, they ran out of things to say and they just go, whoa, yeah, whoa. And then they like, whoa. And like they use all, I don't know if it counts as scat, but I hate when, and it stretches for like an additional 2 to 3 minutes. And then I've pressed like the next song to the next song because I'm like, okay, we get it. You ran out of words. You don't have to keep making sounds. I mean, a little bit's fine, but like when it's extended for like an additional 3 4 minutes, like you don't need to have that. You can just fade out to black to the next song, please. But they had it in a lot of the R&B songs I used to listen to. I was like, oh god. Okay, that's not too bad. In 26 minutes, that's what I got. Woo. Okay. Hum, hum. I could, well, I don't know. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna keep it as is because I'm lazy. It's not gonna be perfect, but oh well. Oh well, oh well. Okay. I'm just, okay. Maybe I can do some color, line art, and then I'll try the crayons so I see what the heck I'm doing. Oh, maybe I'll go close up here. Nah, it's okay. No need to compare. I just do what I can. What kind of things do you draw? This is just for practice because I haven't been drawing for a while. I usually don't draw video game arts often. Only recently because I do card art and try to fill up my cards with random stuff. But yeah, I just like doing this for fun. Okay, now other blue. I guess it's this one. This makes sense. But yeah, what kind of stuff do you draw? And then there's probably stuff that you draw that I'm not very good at. Wait, do I have red? So I'm looking for the, okay. So then we have red, doink. Then the peach, it's peach, right? It's between this one and this one. I don't know. We'll find out. Okay, I'm not using it. You can go hover there. Do I have a drink? Oh gosh, I have lemon water. Blah. Yeah, it takes me a while to finish lemon water because I don't put sugar in mine. I don't like it. So, but I drink it anyway because the health benefits and blah. It sounds annoying when you're in your 20s and 30s, but yeah, starting in your 30s, you're gonna want to rethink that kind of mindset. Especially even as early as late 20s, some stuff starts deciding I don't feel like working. Then all your stuff gets all yucky and stuff starts falling out. Things that don't have that bounce. I mean, things that have that bounce, they can't bounce back as fast. If you don't know what I'm talking, like just wait some years, you'll see what I mean. Anyway, okay, so I need some level of line art so I know what the heck I'm doing. If I color over it, that's fine. Okay, not really. what the heck did I talk about? um, that that last live whips. I freaking forgot. That's the downside about trying to remember uh, the last video I did, and there was no audio. I did do like a micro haul, but it wasn't like from one day of purchase. It was like from a series of purchases that I did a while ago. Um, I do notice there was a lot more activity when I show such things, but the other side of the coin is I don't buy things often. I mean, by YouTube or social media standards, I don't buy things as often because I most of my money goes to boring grown-up things that's not fun, like bills and groceries and crap. Um, so I try not to do those hauls too often unless you want to see stuff where I buy cleaning supplies and toiletries. I don't think people care about that stuff unless it's like luxury goods of toiletry. Yeah, even saying that out loud sounds stupid, so I don't really do that. Okay, so also I noticed some comments that I do receive that for whatever reason people have the guts to try to talk bad towards me, or I don't know. It's I don't get new positive comments. The ones that do show up are usually negative ones, but not, it's thankfully it's not a lot, but they stand out a lot more because I don't know if they're trying to hurt my feelings. I'm like, is that a thing? I don't know, but it's kind of dumb. uh, I don't really care too much. It's just something I noticed recently. I was like, are you trying to hurt my feelings? How can you verify that I have those? Well, I do have. It's just I got shit to do. And the good thing about being middle aged is you definitely give a lot less of a crap. But you can say things too, but the other side of the coin is you also have to know when to just okay, let the baby have the potato and let it could have, or was it a bottle? Anyway, yeah, just you have to bow on out and let them cry into the void of nothingness and stupidity because I got shit to do. I don't have time to humor random 20-year-olds trying to be edgy. So I got shit to do. Okay. Like this. Okay, now that part's kind of done. Now I gotta do the dark blue. Hopefully this is correct. Ew, no, this is wrong. This is like cornflower. What the fuck? That's not what I was looking for. I think I used the wrong. Okay, let me do this one. This blue looks weird. I'll try these. Maybe this is fine. Failure. Go over there. Okay. Okay, it's a little better, but barely. I don't know if I'll be on here longer than usual. What time is it? Oh, only 12:30. Okay. The thing is, I have. Oh, it's Wednesday. Oh, this is my old time slot from my original LiveWIPs, but I would get a lot less activity if I use my camera setup, the webcam camera setup. I don't know why that was so weird. But even this one recently, because I don't do my Venom stuff, I don't get as much activity, but still more than what I got before, which was zero. I would get zero, one, and then that's it. Yeah, I just thought that was so weird. So I just kept doing the phone one. I mean, the phone format, this one, the one I'm doing right now. Oh God, can I fix this? Probably not. I don't know if you heard one of my old live whips, but I did talk about AI music. That stuff's scary because it's really good. I mean, not good like, oh, I prefer AI music to real people and people actually producing, creating music. No, I don't mean that. I mean, they sound exactly like a real person. It's kind of terrifying. Um, sorry, I'm getting something. the they have a whole bunch of AI music on YouTube, and like they'll do. Uh, there was one that Mariah Carey did, like "We Belong Together," but it was New Jack Swing sort of deal, and they don't use Mariah Carey's actual voice, but it's like another person, and the song sounds totally different from the original. But I like that version more. I don't know if that's considered an unpopular opinion, but some of the songs that the AI stuff, or maybe the people producing it from AI, they know what they're doing, but it sounded like a brand new song, or at least a brand new cover song of "We Belong Together." And I was like, wow, this is not bad at all. I have it on repeat sometimes on my phone. I was like, okay, all right. But not all AI songs work well, especially when it's in another language sometimes. But sometimes they'll convert it from, like, say, Japanese or South Korean music, and then they put it with English lyrics, and they change the gender of the singers, which are from girl to guy. I think one was Illit, I think, called Magnetic, and they replaced it with like guys singing in an R&B genre, and I like that version better. I don't I don't care about the girly version and the little viral dances that I didn't, that was super annoying. But when they released that version with the guy singing in an R&B kind of genre, I liked that one way more. It was so chill. I liked it a lot. I was listening to it this morning. So, but that doesn't mean all AI songs are like incredible and they would totally replace real people, real production of music. No, further from that. Some of them were hits, some of them are misses, some of them were kind of weird, and sometimes it's just like a remix version of the original song, and it doesn't. I think they might be just new people trying to get a firm grasp on how to make AI music, but some of them, when they know how to do what they're doing, oh my god, that's it. It's so good. It's kind of scary that it sounds like people actually got together and made this version of a new version of the song, but it's really just AI and some guy behind the computers, I guess. It was really weird thinking about it too long, but there were a few choice songs I liked, and then there was even some songs from SMAP, but they reimagined it as city pop. So I was like, oh, actually, these sound pretty good. But then when I tried to look for them online, I was like, oh crap, I don't know how to write in Japanese. But they did showcase like a preview. It's pretty accurate. So I was like, okay, okay, I see what they're doing there. So do I think AI music is better than real people music? Of course not. Not in the slightest. But they are interesting to listen to. Some of them, yeah, they sound like real people and it freaks me out. But if it actually sounds pretty good, dare I say a little better, or at least a different spin. I think that's a more preferable way to say it. A different spin on the original song. I like those a lot more. They're very experimental and very interesting to try. But would I replace all my people produced music with AI music? No, of course not. Maybe like a few interesting songs, and then that's it. I'm not going to heavily invest on or heavily support AI music because, of course, they're stealing stuff, this and that, and you cannot beat real people, okay? No matter what. Even if they say, oh, yes, we can. I'm like, I don't choose that. But just once in a while, it's just interesting to see. But other than that, yeah. It is kind of scary, though, because there's a whole bunch of them on YouTube now. A whole bunch of them. But not all of them are very good. You kind of, it's like hit or miss. But give it a few months or even a year or two, they're gonna get better if they keep on with this AI, keeping the AI on stuff and all that crap. It's very terrifying. They're already improving a lot with those deep fake videos and stuff. They've gotten a lot better, but still errors. Oh god, I think I have like a dry cough again. Excuse me. Let me get cough drop. Usually a drink helps, but I don't have a drink nearby me. Did I make a boo-boo? Yes, I did. Okay, let me just see how the colors are right now, just with what I got. While I don't have the urge to cough, it's still there. It's really stubborn. Oh, oh no. That's not correct. Looks like this. Oh, that's kind of pretty. Okay, it's very smooth. I'll give it that. Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot a line, but oh well. It's very crayon-y. There's not much to it, so, and it's for kids, so you're working with what you got. It's nice to try once in a while. You can't always say, you have to be professional artist and oh god, shut up. Just try it out and see what happens. Basically it. Only thing is it's a bit gritty, but the paper texture, it'd be like that. Wait, let me put this here. Oh, is that just shadow? Maybe it's just shadow? Oh, okay. Only a little bit. Oopsie doodle. I'll probably see what I can do to make the colors a little darker. I don't know yet. I'm just trying to get the basic base and the shadow to see what happens, but it seems kind of okay. Let me see darker blue now. Darker blue, where are you? They are too dark. Good to know. Uh-oh. Micro dilemma. Here we are. Maybe this one. It's good enough. And hide my mistakes right here. It's not like it was never there in the first place. Good to know. I know I should put tape, but I'm kind of lazy. It's like I should just get up and get it, but I don't feel like it. Can you get it for me? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. About making other people get my stuff. I'm still not going to get the tape. Okay, this is something. Not bad. Oh, and I could test if I can use the acrylic paint pens over the marker. I mean, over the crayon. See how that, because you could draw over a lot of acrylic paint pens. Then I also found out there's acrylic gel pens, acrylic paint gel pens. I'm kind of curious about that. I might look into that later after I take care of bills. But yeah, I was like acrylic paint pens, like gel pens, not the marker. I am intrigued. I would like to see how those are. Because one of the downsides about using acrylic paint pen markers or acrylic paint markers, the fine line is kind of the problem for me. I don't really have um, a really good grasp on making really fine lines like a pen line. This is as fine as it gets, not too good. So I would see if I'll try to see if I can buy some and see what happens from there. And so far, it's not too bad with this. I like this kind of, it kind of runs smooth, so that's good. Good to know. Uh-oh. Hmm. And his panties. Okay, well, that one I'm not done yet, so I just wanted to see what I have so far, but it's pretty good. Not too bad. Yeah, this is where I screwed up. Time to fix it, probably. And then I go somewhere else when I'm not confident enough. It's okay. Sometimes this kind of, the fine point, it gets dry a lot faster than the brush tip. I don't know why that is. So that's maybe the downsides of getting the two-sided markers. Maybe one side will work fine, but the other side, there's no guarantee it'll be consistent with the ink flow or the marker paint flow, because sometimes one side will work and the other side does not. And I had already a few problem markers like that. Yeah. The downsides of buying online sometimes, where not all the things work when they're supposed to, but the majority of them work. So I think they'll bank on that, where they'll take a risk. Okay, we'll give it to that person, but there's no guarantee all of the markers will work as needed. So they'll decide. I mean, it's up to the customer to decide whether or not this is, it's only like one or two markers. It's not that big of a deal. Versus, I need all markers to work. I gotta make a refund. But sometimes you don't even know that marker doesn't work until, like, maybe, I'm gonna say 3 weeks later, when you use more of the markers. That is also possible. But I already found that out maybe within a week of me using the marker. So, but I was like, it's not that big of a deal. I can go back to my paints, because later on I found out the markers I've been using, the color kind of looks a bit dull. So that was one disappointment that I had, but it is a lot faster to get things done, for sure, over doing the straight up painting, which I like. So I still I kept it anyway, as you can see here. But I might get some more from my mom, because I got her a painting kit, a paint by number kit. And if you have a stink about paint by number, shut the hell up. Because what she likes about it is, like, she doesn't have to make a whole drawing from scratch. There's already something planned and something she possibly likes, which is food and flowers, and it's a breakfast setup. And then the only other thing is, she was mentioning how she has trouble coming up with the fine lines, because cannot achieve that with the brushes provided, or even the extra brushes I bought for her. So I was telling her about the acrylic paint pens, and I showed one of them, because I was working on a last minute drawing of, like, Venom on a gift bag for my nephew, because I couldn't go to his graduation yesterday. I feel so bad about that. But I was like, ugh, I might the bag looked very plain, so I wanted to spice it up with Venom's glorious face. And then it looked really cool, but it was less than an hour's work of drawing, so it was quite rough. But considering that the likeness of Venom was there, that's the important part. As long as it looks like Venom, that's all that matters to me. But I was just so glad that it came out the way it did. It could have been done more if I thought about it yesterday. I mean, 2 days ago. But at the same time, I did what I could. Hopefully, he likes it. Okay, now this one. What is that? I hope that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I made a big stinking mistake here. Now I gotta hope that I don't make it worse, but I think I already did. Whoopsie doodle. crap, there's gray, I forgot. Already the fine tip is getting kind of wonky. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, you did? Hey, how you been? How was it so far? Painting on the playing cards. Isn't it fun? I don't mean that out of sarcasm. I've been meaning to do that. Oh no, I started a little and I only did the pink series. And I did one earlier on in the last LiveWIPs, but I had no audio on, so I had to chuck it in the privacy bin and until I decide to delete it because there's absolutely no audio. I was so PO'd, but that's what happens when you're not paying attention. Right now, this is just random paper I got from Daiso, and I'm just trying to get back into drawing because I haven't been seriously drawing for a while, and I need something to kickstart me into getting there. I could have started my cards, but I was like, let's start small first. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. With new surface areas and different sizes of it, it kind of uh makes you shift gears on how to approach what to make. Because sometimes you have a lot more space with regular, what is it, 8.5 by 11 inch paper size, and then you have to go smaller. Then you're like, oh shoot, that's really small. Can I draw small? And you can. It's just it might take a while for you to. Well, some people just do it so well. It took a while for me to figure it out, but I noticed younger people can catch on way faster than me. So I was like, I wish I was that creative. Okay, so there's something there, and this needs fixing. Oh, cool. It's 4 paintings. Wow. Yeah, you can do whatever you want with them. It could be like traditional, it could be like music, pop uh art. It can be video game art, fan art. Oh my gosh, just see it, like what? Why is it drawing? What's the painting of? Gosh, I did this really awkward. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad, but no promises. Watch it be like super. I mean, the hand is already huge. My word's gonna look even fatter than it's supposed to be. But he does have big hands, so hopefully I can get away with it. But who knows? Eh. Oh, okay, cool. I don't trust myself doing a draw me page because if I don't know. Sometimes I'd be a little goofy and might do something stupid, and I worry sometimes I might offend someone. But oh, that's still cool though. Hopefully this makes sense. I'll be irked, much irked, irkety irked irked. Okay, I got most of it, only the face area. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They do that on purpose. Well, I don't know about me. It depends. If it's like intentional that they want something funny out of it, I'd be like, nah, that's nothing. But then if there's someone who like don't do anything weird to me, okay? I just want a normal. Then I might I found someone. So I don't want to be like that. I'm like, okay, I don't. Give me an inch, I'll mess you up. Like so, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that mean. It feels funny though, but I'll behave. I swear. Okay, maybe this no, this color. So I'm looking for another marker on here. I think I need black. Ugh, yeah, I do. Oh, and I need gray too. Shoot. Because there were a few instances where people request me to do a drawing of them, and I went so accurate that they got upset. Like, why did you draw me with laugh lines? I was like, because it's there. It's like, don't put me like that. Draw me more cartoony. I had that complaint more than once. And another person, they asked me to draw their wife, and then I did, and they got upset that I drew them the way that they showed. They didn't mention draw them as like a cartoon character and not make them fat. I need specifics, okay? Don't just say draw this person. How do I interpret that? So I draw as is, and then they got upset. That why did you draw them like that? They're not gonna like it because I guess they don't like how they look. I don't know, but it was so weird. It's like, well, that's fine. You didn't say anything, so that's your own fault, not my fault. But yeah, some people be like that. They don't want to see the truth, but at the same time, though, be specific with giving directions, but not like super anal retentive ones. Just if you don't want them to be looking realistic, okay, how do you want them to be drawn then? Okay. And I think people are not very good at giving directions. So when you give them that option, they kind of don't know how to answer. But I try to be nice and give them like examples, and then they most of the time they're okay. But then there's those instances where it's like, oh my God, I should not have given you the reins of decision. And then sometimes they want too much. Oh my God. I hate when people do that. Like they get comfortable with you telling like, okay, I want this, and then you give them what they want. Then they want you to tweak it at least 5 more times, and then later on they decide, oh, I don't want this anymore. And I was like, why did you waste my time? Don't do that. I really hate when people do that. But that's how it is when you get requests. There's a lot of time wasted. Yeah, yeah. I don't mind like yeah, if there's like acne or some kind of blemish they don't like, I'm more than willing to remove that or not even include it at all. Sometimes if they don't say anything, I'll draw as is, and they're like, "Why did you do that? That's too realistic." And I was like, "You didn't say anything. Clarify. Be specific." But sometimes maybe some people might be too specific. Anyway, yeah, it really depends. That's why I rarely ever take requests about portraits. The only exception really is family, but it's kind of rare because I don't think they're that interested in art stuff as I am. But if they need something for like a birthday, graduation, special occasion, then like, hey, can you draw this for what distant relative that we have? I'm like, I guess. Just I don't even know what they look like. Give me some pictures. Because I had those instances before, but it's usually within family. But I also want to work on older portraits because I think those are really cool. Because I have one of like my great grandfather. He used to serve in the military, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. But there was also another picture of his wife, and she's super pretty. And I was like, oh crap, I don't have a painting of her, but I never got around to it. I only drew a sketch of her because I think it was not very accurate with the painting reference. So I tried to tweak it. I don't even know if that really looks like my great grandmother, but I don't know. Okay, so now that I got this done, okay, so now I have, oh, it's kind of a blue, is it? Oh, well, here we are. Okay, so we have that. And then I should just get rid of the cheeks. I don't know why I would put that there. Okay, crayons. Well, this one's not too accurate, but oh well. Yeah, with card art, you can do so much with it. And if you feel like the image is too small, you can just stick the cards together with like washi tape and then make a larger image, which I did for a while. So I was able to finish a lot more cards that way, even though it's like one image. And but it will definitely I don't know. I don't know about enhance, but you can definitely draw a larger image if you're more comfortable with drawing larger images that way. But you also have to make sure the washi tape is not too strong because sometimes there's like um, sticker residue that comes off. But for the most part, it's been pretty good with larger images, and I would get so much more cards done that way. Okay, I'm trying. I know I should have washi tape on me, but I stored it away and I'm too late. No, I have one out right now, but that one is too sticky. I don't like. I picked the wrong one, just like my luck. But yeah. I also anything that I can give advice for the stick cards. They have different colors, not just white. Even have metal cards. I am curious about painting on metal cards, but I don't have the time right now. But that one was kind of interesting. Oh yeah, yeah. I think I have a few. But lately my kid's been using my tape and he used it to repair his broken two deck not two deck, but like two connecting buses together. And he used my tape. I need to hide my tape while he's out at school actually. Now that I remember, I was like, who told you to use my tape? He just takes it, doesn't ask permission. I told him to ask permission so I could say no, but he knows I'll say no, so he'll do it behind my back, that little schnookums. I try my best not to say bad words. But my goodness gracious, I don't like when he's using my stuff without my permission. Especially scissors. Oh my god. What he does with scissors. He doesn't just cut paper, he'll cut random things like his socks, the front of his shirt. I'm just glad he hasn't done anything with property damage, thank God. But jeez. Oh, I know where to put it. Sorry, I'm hiding my tape now that I remember. But then watch me forget. Where did I put my tape? My gosh, my luck. Oh shoot. So this was here. Ah. She waited for that time to get revenge with your good scissors. Aw. Yeah, good scissors, they're kind of hard to come by because after a while they start kind of having not so good of a when it you know press down on the scissors, it's kind of weird that there's like it feels like it's rusted over or it's not as smooth as it used to go. And or something like maybe you were cutting something that was sticky and then it messed up the blades. Like what the heck? I have that already. And I don't know how, but my husband he broke one of the scissors I gave him. It's like, how the hell do you break oh yeah, I got this. He wants me to repair it. I'm like, how are you eating it? How do you break scissors? Like what the heck? I mean, I know his fingers are bigger than mine, but not to this extent. Like, can I glue it? Let me intermission. What the? There's a piece missing. What the heck did he do? My goodness. Okay, don't throw this. I have to open it. Like, what the heck? How the heck do you break scissors? Like, I don't know. This looks like he took a bite out of it when he got bored. Like, what? Oh my god. Yeah. Like, oh. Oh, okay, cool, nice. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just a little miffed because I rarely ever seen broken scissors with the handle. It's usually the blade. I understand the blade, like after overuse, after a while, they tend to get kind of hard to, it gets dull. But the handle, I didn't even. I think I just gave it to him last year, and then it just broke. Like, what did you do? Did you shove it in your mouth while you're cutting the scissors? Like, I'll just say random, unnecessary reasonings. Like, why did it get messed up in the first place? Just so I can alleviate some frustrations and hide it with humor when I'm actually trying to not like, why did you, get all naggy and stuff. But yeah, that's how it be. That's how it be. It's just sitting on my desk, so it's not necessarily like, oh god, my scissors is destroyed. Yeah, I already know, but is this the correct one? I forgot the front of his underpants. Sorry. His robo pants. Robo shorts? I don't know. Oh, I think I messed up. Whoopsie doodle. Oh, the trauma came up. Sorry about that. Yeah, I only recently bought a handful, bunches of scissors. I like the sharp, pointy kitchen scissors. I don't know where I put that though. I was hiding. I went in a frenzy of hiding all my scissors from my son because give him the chance, he'll just take and just use it on random things. But I don't know. Some of them I got from the dollar store. Some I got from, I guess, Target. Some I got from the Asian kitchen section where you have meat scissors, but they're like really pointy. And I was like, oh, these are actually pretty cool. And then it was, and sometimes I get the little scissors because they're kind of cute. Do I have? No, I don't have one. Oh gosh, I had like tiny scissors that you can hang up, um, put on like a metal surface uh, with a little stand. I mean, holster. Is that what you call it? And it was really cute. And then I don't know where it went. The only thing is it's so tiny. Like if you sat on it, you wouldn't know. Okay, kind of coming together. What? Where did I go? I think I could put darker tones to it. It's a little, not too. Okay. So I'm gonna cut this area out. Like, well, what was the point of that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up as I go with this. Sorry, I'm blocking it, but I just want this to hold still so I can color it more. It's a little blob, but I need to add a little bit more extra color in a bit if I can. Well, it's 104. Oh, not too bad. It's the early dismissal day, so I have to like 2:15 or 2:10 to do extra stuff. So that's fine. Yeah, I'm in a lot better mood because oh my god, I had like headaches for about 2 weeks. It was really annoying. I was like, what? How long is this crap? This is not very productive. So I would just lay in bed most of the time because I was like, and like I mentioned, the construction work was not making it any better. So I was just so uncomfortable and just, ugh. And it was hard to sleep sometimes, especially when people woke me up. Like, yeah, it was not a fun time. But I'm a lot better now. Hopefully, I don't know how long that'll last until the next time I have this episode. I don't know. This is new to me, but we'll find out later. Ugh. Okay, so this is too. It's just okay. So now let me see if I can try to add extra stuff going on. I don't know yet. Well, not a lot of blue though. That's kind of a downer. Oh, this blue sucks. Okay. I'm learning that this color is not good. Okay. And then the skin tone definitely needs work. Ugh. Originally, I was going to go for Metroid or Samus, rather. Or even one of those little Metroid thingies. Those little jellyfish Metroid babies. But then I saw this one. I was like, oh, I haven't done Mega Man anything in a hot minute. I did one in one of my first card decks. And then I just stopped from it. There's actually some other characters I should also draw zero. That would be kind of fun to work with. But I keep forgetting. There's also Proto Man. I keep hearing that Proto Man is also zero. I don't remember. I'm not really big on the lore, but I was like, oh, okay, okay. I should try at least zero. Though zero is a little bit more complicated. Ah, or Dr. Wily, or that other guy that was the mad scientist of the bunch. I don't know. I don't remember too much of the boss fights. I mean, there's other ones too, but I don't remember all of them. I only remember 3 and X. That's it. The rest I don't care about. Okay. Oh, right. When I was looking for gifts for my nephew, I got distracted and I went to Victoria's Secret. And it's not like, oh, I can get my panties. And no, there was a discount, like a big old discount. I think it was 50% off all sweatshirts and sweatpants. And I was like, let me see the price first. And so I never, almost never go to freaking Victoria's Secret because they're almost always expensive. And I think they prefer a very tiny, specific frame of body. And I'm like, I'm not that. So I did look before and I was like, okay, this isn't for me. And I would leave. But then this time they had like a whole bunch of sweatpants and sweatshirts and they had pretty colors. Pretty colors. And then it was really, I like the summery, like gradients of like pink and orange going together because it reminds me of sunsets, and I like sunsets and all that geeky stuff. But then, yeah, it was. I think the original mark price was $59.99. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? But then I got it. I think it was down. It was like 35 bucks. I was like, give me that. So, so I did, and it was. But then when they gave me a bag, because I ran out of room for my stuff, so they gave me a Victoria's Secret bag, and I never got one. It was like really nice, but then I was like, man, it looks like I bought a big bag of panties. It was a little funny, but I was like, oh, that was the only time I ever went inside Victoria's Secret, because almost every time I see girls or women come to Victoria's Secret, they're always in these little tiny bags because shopping bags because they're buying lingerie or I used to call my brother and I used to call him lingerie and just start laughing. But then it would be like, bras and panties. That's all you buy over there. And I guess sometimes the perfume stuff, that stuff's too stinky for me. But then, yeah, they had like sweatshirts, sweatpants. I was like, oh, I should have got the pants too. But I was trying to focus a bit more on buying gifts and I was failing miserably. But it was a discount. So I was like, okay, I'll just buy one thing and see what happens. But I don't know how long that discount will last. That's the other thing. And then there's a 50% off Old Navy. I'm not endorsed by them, but I was like, I can look for nice clothes for my family. But I don't know what they. I don't know. It's kind of. Yeah, the first thing I think about when discounts like, oh, I could buy clothes for my family. Don't put me on a pedestal that far. I already bought stuff for myself. But my family's kind of hard to buy clothes for because they only like certain clothes, and if you even try to be adventurous and try something new, 10 like 9.75% of the time out of 10, I mean 9.75 out of 10 of the time, they don't want to wear the new clothes, or they have like a stink face and like just wear it. But I don't know about this time. I just looked this morning. That's not that much of a selection. Women's is fine. I would I'll find stuff for myself, but the men's is like, and the boys they don't dress them enough. Like give them more clothes. They're the ones that go through clothes left and right. Give them more clothes. Shoot. Sorry for my micro family clothing rant. I just noticed they don't make a lot of clothes for men, and it's always the same boring ass colors. Like sheesh. Life is too short to like only blacks and gray all the time. Yeah. Oh, how is DS? I hear about it sometimes. I'm almost just deciding whether or not to get like a Switch or a Switch 2, but I keep hearing Switch 2 is way more expensive than Switch 1 or the first Switch. And then I think one of my old friends had a DS, but I didn't know if it was good or not because she was still so busy playing with the games. I was like, I guess I'll leave you alone then. Maybe I can tweak this with this. Oh, okay, a little bit. I can't do too much. I don't like how the skin's turning out. It's kind of, yeah, lingery. We didn't pay too much attention about the alcohol, but my oldest brother would pronounce vodka with the heavy Russian accent, and we would just start laughing and laughing. It just sounded so out of character out of him. But yeah, we would just make fun of words and just start laughing. Like even simple words, we were just entertained just saying weird words that were words that like, oh, it's supposed to pronounce like this, but it sounds like this instead. I remember Wednesday. I was like Wednesday. That was as far as first grade. Like, why does it say Wednesday, but it says Wednesday? Yeah, and then phonics, ph or telephone, ph. How come it doesn't say phone? Oh my gosh. I remember I think one of my nieces tried to spell phone and she started with F and we was like, oh no, 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 no. But then when you think about it, it makes sense. Why do they spell phone with a PH? It was so weird. Oh, I heard about those. Yeah. Wednesday. Would you like to do something on Wednesday? And they'll just give you the what the F face. It's like that's how it's spelled out. What do you expect me to say? It's, okay, so downside about this crayon is it leaves out a lot of runoff. And if you try to remove it, it is kind of, I mean, you can make it as an excuse for, oh, this is my art style. Yeah, you can do that. If that's the look you're going for, uh, that's not a problem. But if you don't want it and you want it nice and clean, I don't know what to say about that because it's kind of messy, just so you know. But it's actually not too bad if you're slobbity slobs like I am. That's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was too. I totally get that. This was just from the Japanese dollar slash Daiso store, and I was like, I saw pastels, I just grabbed it. But as I'm learning right now, it's very, oh, it goes on your hands too, or is that paint? No, um, it spreads. Ew. If that's not the look you're going for, then I don't recommend it. But if you're just dabbling and just seeing something new, and it's something for somewhere else where you don't mind the micro mess, then it should be okay. But yeah, I would be kind of miffed too if like, see, right there I messed up because the blue is also smearing onto, so this is the downside about this kind of crayon. Maybe something more like landscape, not so much people, or like doing like flowers, grass, sunsets, oceans, whatever, where you don't have to worry too much about that stuff. It should be fine. Um, Other than that, I'm like, if you want clean work, this is probably not the best. I'm learning that now. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's gonna suck. Okay, so let me see what I was gonna do with this. I was gonna cut it out anyway. Yes, it is very much unforgiving. Sorry. Yeah, initially I did not like Crayola. I did not like the cheap kid stuff, and also color pencils. I liked them a little bit, especially when I think one of my siblings gave me Prismacolors. Those were really nice, but they're stupid expensive, so the upkeep is kind of I understand why people would have an aversion to traditional media when art supplies are stupid expensive. Even if they do get discounts, student discounts at like certain art stores, at the same time though, you have to replace it because you're using it. And then if you use it on something and then turns out I don't like the art, that's another thing that pisses me off. I don't like how, yeah, the thing about traditional art, it goes to waste. I don't mean like, oh, it's wasted on your art. I mean, you're using it and it gets smaller and smaller and you have to replace it. And then I'll figure something out for this. Like, this could be my scrap for extra things. So, I don't know why I did that. It was an interesting idea. I didn't say it was a good idea, but it was still interesting regardless. And I had where is tape? Oh gosh, I had tape. I was staring at it literally yesterday, and it decided to sprout legs and get the hell away from me. I know I have that reaction from people, but tape, come on. Should I resort to this? Probably. Oh, okay. That's not too bad then. Especially if it lasts that long. Wow. That's longer than my nieces and nephews. Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, crayons for the most part. I hear about artist crayons, but I'm kind of, the few reviews I've seen, I'm not really impressed. It's like it just kind of amps up the anxiety a little bit more. But yeah, it's, sorry, I'm trying to figure out. Let me push this back a bit. Maybe if I do it, because now I don't care, so I'm just gonna use crappy washi tape for now until I find the regular tape that was meant to be. I can't. Oh yeah, there's a lot of smearing here. That sucks. I don't like the skin tone, and yeah, all the blue is starting to like. Guess what? Let's give him eyeshadow. So yeah, learning. I'm learning now. So this is temporary till I find the frigging tape I've been looking for. But it's nice to try different things just to see how things go. And the material you're using, it's not that bad. Like, you're willing to, okay, I'll, for science. Oh gosh, sorry. I'm trying to get this on here. Get on over yonder. Oh, wow. Okay, I see. Oh, okay, I see, I see. Okay, and then there's some runoff. Gotta get rid of the excess. Well, it's not exactly clean, but it's still something. So that's not necessarily like, okay, I did a thing. Very cute. I don't have a folder for this. I probably should get a folder. The only other thing is I need to cover this so it's not like smearing around everywhere. That's another downside to that. And then the other thing is like, actually, let me fix his face. I'm gonna fix your face, sir. You're kind of dead. And maybe I don't know if I'm gonna add some line art to it because it's a little. Eh. I could go a little darker, but I'm a little worried. Some of it looks like it's, you can put it in curry. That's not the look I'm going for. Or some of it's just too dang dark. I'm not asking for that. Okay, a little bit, but not too much. I also need to check. Ugh, why do people message me when I'm busy? I don't mean on the live chat. I mean like sometimes people are messaging me and I don't know cuz I'm on the live stream. I'm on my phone, right? So I don't see the notifications and I turn off my notifications on my phone cuz it's going to be kind of annoying when there's emails showing up about, I don't know, toilet paper or something. But then I have to check manually. It's like, oh shoot, I got like at least 5 messages. Like what? Sorry. But yeah. Yeah, this crayon is really, the more I use it, the more I'm like, oh god, you're right, Identity Obscura. You have a reasonable fear of using crayons, or at least the cheap kind, because yeah, look at all this runoff. it looks cool, but like, look at all that run. Like, ah, he has doo-doo on his face. Where did I put that peach? Oh, I think I just used this one. Okay. But you can also use the lighter tones to kind of blend it in, but it also kind of stains the original crayon as well, which is also a thing I don't really like about using. Also with color pencils, you do that too. It has a more blended finish with like, I think you need like a coloring blender. It's like a clear looking pencil, and I was like, oh, okay, that's a thing I didn't know. But then around that time, I stopped caring about using color pencils. I only have pastel; those are really pretty, but the texture felt a little weird. So let me just put that here. Oh, the curry. I don't know. I mean, I was looking for a lighter brown, and some of them look like you can just. It looks like a curry color. Like this would you could see this for curry. But I wasn't going for like think this is supposed to be yellow ochre, oak. I don't know why I call it oak. Yeah, okra. Oak. I see. I don't know. Sometimes the colors I know what they are, but when I say them out loud, I sound dumb. So this definitely looks like also a curry color too. I was like, oh, I kind of want some, but my family doesn't like curry. I'm like, can't we have anything fun? Okay, so what color? Okay, so there's black for the background. I'm not gonna do that. What color? Mm, I don't know. There's already a lot of blue. That's a bit much. Go red. Pink. Just do a tiny bit of red. Throw in some highlights. It's probably not correct. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, kinda. Is there a yellow Shrek? Okay. Oh, I think this is an orangey red. Dang it. Excuse me. Okay, I only did a little bit. And then pen, I don't know. 0.03, 0.05. Oh no, this is pink. Yeah, I've been having not so good luck with micron pens lately. I keep Yeah, probably. It could be mistaken for ochre. Yeah, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I don't like the thickness of the line. It's kind of irking the hell out of me right now. I'll try to fix it. But I have crayons, so I'm a little concerned that it's just going to mess up my pens more. I probably should have done the line art first, but I didn't think it was going to look awkward enough for me to want to do that. But here we are. And I also have to make sure I don't mess up my pens. I messed up so many micron pens, it's annoying. It's like, you would think they cost a lot that they would, have better quality control, but apparently not. I'll try not to do too much though. Because, yeah, my strong point, funny enough, is inking, but I wanted to try something else, and this is what happens. I have to pick up my mistakes. Oh no. Oh my god. It's like, yeah. If you don't like all this runoff from the crayon, I don't recommend this. But maybe like more sketchy art or art you don't mind to be kind of messy and gross like this, then it's okay. But if that's not what you're going for, then I don't recommend it. But like for fun, a little bit, or just experimentation, that is totally up to you. And it's cheap, so it's not like you get what you're paid for. So, um, I'm not super like, oh, this is so terrible. I'll never use it. It's just a little messy. But especially if you're trying to get some cleanup job on here, then it's a little bit, I don't know. It's okay, but kind of messy, just so you know. Yeah, I know. I'm trying not to go on here. This is just an outer line. It's probably, I just realized maybe I could try that's what I was, one of the things I was trying to do, figure out. The acrylic paint pen on crayon. Am I going to destroy things? Let's find out. While I remember. It's already 1:27. Okay, so I have some time. I'll try to do it lightly as possible. Right now it's running smooth. Because it says it goes on most surfaces. Does crayon count as a surface? Let's find out. Because I'm not very good with outlines. Um, pen outline is one thing, but like what people like to do, especially in digital art, is to not include like the harsh black lines. So yeah, but I like them just fine. But some people don't. Because I'm not seeing it well with all the other colors. So I'm going to see what it looks like. And if I mess up, oopsie doodles. Well, it's probably already getting messed up, but I'm already committed. Let's mess it up together. Why is there a hair on here? Ew. Oh, really? Yeah, I think if you want to try macrons on acrylic, um, you might need some extra. Just be on the safe side. Because, yeah, I've messed up so many macron pens on micron pens on the acrylic paint that I use on my cards. Acrylic paint pens do, but yeah, like they are kind of not really good with very fine tips. But the paintbrush, yeah, it is. But at the same time, you tend to, well, after a while, it's, I don't know, if you're very patient, by all means, go ahead. But I am not very patient, especially at my age. Maybe 20 years ago, I was definitely way more patient. Now I'm like, oh God, hurry up! I got to do laundry. Actually, I do have to do laundry. I mean, put the clothes in the dryer. But yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, this is seriously it. I never tried this before, so if I messed it up, oopsie doodle. Whoopsie. I'm sorry. Marker. I'm apologizing to my inanimate objects. Oh, there's supposed to be something here, but I'm not doing that too much. And I guess if there is some wax on the pen, you could just wipe it off with a paper towel. Oh, like a little bit, not too much, obviously. So I'm doing it off camera. It's not too bad. Just don't do it too long. But yeah, Sharpie on acrylic. How did that work? I might have done that, but I forgot. I think I've done it the Sharpie, the fine tip pen. That seemed okay, but I don't know about now. How did yours work out? Okay, so this has a thing here. Nice. Yeah, well, I think originally I was like, oh, I should just get this done because I know if I put it off, it'll be like, oh, it's gonna be 2 weeks, and I didn't do it. It's not a good. I was like, oh, I might as well do it now. Fine, but I have other things to do, and then I forget. And then even if I bring up the laundry from the downstairs, it just sits on top of something, and then maybe I might fold it. And then, oh, I gotta put them away too. It's like, ugh, one thing after another. Yeah, probably. I think I have. Oh, I literally have a stone behind me. I wish I was joking. I think I got it from the beach. It's like, dang, man. It reminded me of that Simpsons episode. It's not as big as this one, but like, home. I think Flanders was throwing rocks to wake up Homer, and then Homer was like, "Oh, you want a rock fight, eh?" And he had like a bucket of rocks, and one that's painted with the name Flanders on it. It's like an extra big rock. That part just makes me laugh so hard. Because I'm like, that's a good idea. That's right. Make the Flanders rock. Oh my god, that's so stupid. But I think the rock's not big enough, and I think I got that from the beach. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think I use like the more fine tip Sharpies, but they do definitely last the nibs will last longer, better than the micron for sure. I need to. Why does this hair keep showing up? So I need to go. I have a few Sharpie pens actually, so I might go back to that. Only thing, the nib is still like this. It's not as thin as I wanted to, but oh well, it's something. Yeah, it still looks like a marker rather than like, oh, I drew it with pen. But well, this is marker, so it's not entirely wrong. That's not what I want. Oh well. Whoops. Accident. Yeah, I didn't really care for them at the time, but I did have a phase where I painted rocks. It was pretty cool, but I was very, I don't know. I wasn't that creative, and I just did like the is from the Max. This adaptation animation from the graphic novel series, and they had like this weird thing called Is. It's like this black ball with teeth, and it eats everything and anything, and it wears if you wears a costume, it can disguise itself in the real world as some random person. It was so weird, but my I was introduced to MTV, and they had an animation series of different cartoons. It was so weird. Pretty sure a lot of them I was not supposed to be watching, but it was just so fun to see different kinds of animation come to life and all that cheesy stuff. But I had a lot of fun making the Ises with the teeth, but I almost forgot they were super detailed. Do I have? Oh, I don't think I have the rocks right now, but they were a lot of fun to work with for sure. Yeah, yeah, he passed away recently too. I was so sad when that happened. I didn't even know he had some kind of disease. I think he is quite the private person, from what I've heard. And I even heard he didn't even like the Max. I mean, when it released, he was like, "This is so damn weird," but people wanted it back, so he redid them. I mean, I think he redid the art and re-released it. I still didn't get both, the maximized and the original, but I only liked the first story arc, which the animation was based off of. But then afterwards, when Julie, well, spoiler, Julie came back and messed up as ever. Oh my god, I was like, what the heck? And I felt so bad for some of the characters there. But at the same time, I was like, what the hell? Some parts, they didn't even make sense. Like, why do they have some of these random stories? I don't know. But it was a bit too out of the way. Like, if you thought the first story arc was weird, the second part, I was like, what even is that? It was really confusing. But I did get the general main story going on. But yeah, it was just really something else. But I did really appreciate the art. It was really cool. And totally different from the standard, like the Jim Lees, the Mark Silvestri stuff, the typical Western comic book art, and it was he was so good at making it realistic but also cartoony at the same time. But one thing I didn't really care for was like he made a lot more muscles than needed, especially with when he did the Arkham series or at least with Batman. His Batman was so weird. And he also did like Wolverine and Venom, but yeah, his versions were very cartoony, so it was a little off-putting to some people. But um, you can tell there's quite the skill in what he does. I was like, oh my gosh, I wish I can. So I think one of the favorites he did was the Joker, and I love that one so much because he can capture insanity quite well. And I was like, wow, I've seen it in regular comic books, but how Sam Keith did it? What the fuck? I was just like, why does his hair keep coming back? Go away. So I was seriously enthralled by his stuff, but it is such a shame that he did have to pass. That he did pass away, though. Rest in peace to him. But yeah, I wish I can do that kind of stuff. That's so freaking cool. Ah, why did I do that? Um, I've seen some of his work. They're pretty good. Very dark and moody. Um, but I can appreciate what he was for the look he was going for. I think I watched the movie sometimes, but sometimes it was a little off-putting. But I saw what they were trying to go for, and that was also kind of neat how it also had like kind of like a cinematic comic book style, but still live action. It was pretty weird, but it was still pretty neat at the same time. But I haven't seen it for a while, so I kind of forgot. Okay, this. Yeah, yeah, that one was pretty cool. I remember that profile. It's kind of hard to forget. Yeah, there's some smearing going on. This isn't getting any better, but oh well. This was experimental, so good to know. I think the worst case scenario is I keep doing it, insisting that this is gonna get better, and it gets worse and worse. And I do this for other projects, so at least for the time being, this is, yeah, I wouldn't recommend it if you want some clean things going on, but for the sake of experimentation, by all means, yeah, that's not too bad. Just don't do it too much. Or at least pick certain things that you don't mind getting messed up, I suppose. Okay, that one. Oh, he has a thingy here. Okay, that looks a little better. Though his eyes are supposed to be bigger, but I kind of toned it down a bit. So not too bad. Not too bad. Aw, so cute. Still messy though, but still pretty cute. Comics. I guess my default was like the X-Men, the Marvel series, mostly X-Men, X Factor, X Force sometimes. Excalibur was a little weird. Um, some of their story arcs were kind of. Some people don't like them, but I did like Age of Apocalypse because I think around that time I was more actively reading the comic books. Because the 80s and 90s stuff, I was a little kid, and I didn't really care for that. Some people don't like when I say that, but hey, I just like the art. But as I was getting like into like middle school and a little bit of high school, I would read a little bit more. And around that time was Age of Apocalypse and Onslaught series, and a lot of people did not like them. But I was like, okay, I just liked it because I was able to be more invested in the stories. But I kind of forgot how the stories went, so I might need a crash course on how those things go. I think around after House of M, I got lazy, but my brother says it's cool, and I think another friend said it's cool. I just never got around to reading. Oh no, I missed a spot. And a few more. Okay, so I forgot. Sorry. I was like, what's missing here? And I was like, oh, I forgot this part. Yeah, he has a nice helmet. He only has one head. He has to use it well. But yeah, I also like some of the, I don't know, alternative brands, but the ones from like Dark Horse. She was okay sometimes. It was a little. I liked Weapon Zero, not Weapon X with Wolverine. Like Weapon Zero from was his name Joe Benitez. Um, I have the entire series of Weapon Zero, even though they never really finished after the war with the aliens. And then what else? The Max. Even though I didn't like the second story arc, I still liked it. So probably the Max, Weapon Zero, Elf Quest. Sometimes I don't know if you heard of Elf Quest with Richard and Wendy, or Wendy and Richard Peeney. They're still active today. So I was like, oh wow. Um, yeah, Elf Quest, and I lost track. There's too many stories with the elves. Like, how many more Elf Quests do you need? Didn't you find all the elves already? Probably not. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, yeah. There's a comic book series of elves trying to find other um different kinds of elves. Well, originally they were kicked out of their home because humans ruined everything with fire, and so they were smoked out of their woodland home, and they were roaming in the desert. They found a sun village with elves as well, and so they decided to live with them for a time, but after a few years they got kind of sick of living a sedentary hot life, and they decided to find a new home in the woods, see if the humans went away yet. And then they end up finding more kinds of elves and trolls, and it was pretty interesting. I liked it. But then I think later on when they started introducing the mermaid elves, and it was a little kind of weird. Not bad weird, but I was like, okay. I wish they added more to the story. But one of the comic book series of the mermaid elves, wave dancers. They were called wave dancers. It's a little corny, but the art's super pretty. But I could only figure out it was only like a 6 issue series. It could have gotten longer, but I think they revamped it again. But it was a different set of elves. Maybe their descendants. I don't know. And then they eventually got together with the first group of elves from the original story. They're called the Wolf Riders. They're the woodland elves, and these were the sea elves. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, this is kind of interesting. They have like different colors and different costumes, different races of elves. It was pretty cool. Um, but they're very sexualized. So like the whole concept of like, oh, you only stick with one person. There's some situations in the relationship department. Well, you can have more than one. They call them mates. So you have like not friends, but like they're mating. And so, so you'd see some couples like with one girl, two guys, or I think two guys. It was kind of a interesting mix of characters and relationships. Or they, yeah, yeah, it was kind of weird. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have been reading this when I was a teenager, but it was kind of funny. Yeah, it was kind of interesting how all that turned out, and they're still ongoing, I think, but I haven't been reading them recently, so I'm not sure what's up now. Though there was like one mermaid elf, I think he was cursed or something, or there was some magic spell cast on him and he was like deformed and mutated. I forgot his name, but then he was healed by one of the healing elves and he looks normal. I was like, oh, he's all handsome now and stuff, but I think he has like, like severe trauma for being stuck that way for many years. It was like, okay, so they're getting on to that area of a storyline. So yeah, there was like different kinds of stories going on. So I was definitely entertained. But yeah, there were adult situations and some not so nice scenes, especially when humans were involved. Yeah, when humans are involved, they look ugly. You're like, oh, I don't want to be human. And I think they even adopted a human girl into the Wolf Rider clan. I was like, oh, I remember that. Sorry, I'm geeking out now. I think her name was Shauna or Shuna, and she was adopted into the family. I think her parents died. Her dad was a butthole, like a butthole night guy or some other, and her mom was super sweet, but I think she died. And so I think the Wolf Riders adopted her. I think she had like a really bad illness, but the one of the healers in that tribe, she came over to heal her. The mom begged her to help her, and she healed all of the disgusting stuff off her face and body, and she was totally fine. And yeah, she was quite a long lasting character from what I remembered. But I don't know what happened. That was a long time ago. I was like, oh, I remember that story. I should draw. Oh my god, I should draw ElfQuest. Thank you for reminding me. My past brain and you. Ah, cute. And then there was one Wolf Rider. I thought he had a weird name. I know it's supposed to like give off the impression of fear and terror because his name was Bear Claw. That was the main character of Wolf Riders. That's his father, and his name was Bear Claw. And as a kid, I thought it was such a weird name because we have bear claws as a dessert. So he doesn't sound very threatening when you apply his name to a dessert. But I thought that was so cool to, see all sorts of stuff going on with the elves and how they interacted with other elf tribes or races as well as humans, which was also really interesting. And the trolls. They have like this ongoing beef with the trolls. But I think at some point they had to collaborate together to fight off their common enemy. I forgot, it might have been humans, I forgot. But yeah, it was really I should reread some of that. It's been such a long time. And their art is incredible. I think they were also influenced by anime. So I was like, oh, okay, okay. Oh, okay. Let me write that down. I forget. I was thinking of something like that, but I wasn't focusing on what to talk about. I was thinking about, oh, I should draw more anime, but stuff I haven't seen in a long time, or I never tried drawing. So I'm gonna write that. That's a good idea. Let's see. The only other thing is I've seen people do that with digital art. Like they have like impressive art and it's all digitalized and it's on the screen. And the other thing is I don't know. I can technically do that, but I have the tablet and it's kind of annoying. Drawing time lapse. Sorry, I'm writing. The only downside about explaining the lore is I don't. There's a good chance I don't know much of it, but I think if I did some research and I like what's going on, then maybe I would learn something from that, and that would be. Oh my goodness, my alarm telling me to put on some clothes. Don't worry, I have clothes. It's, but I would like to. That would be interesting. I'll keep that in mind. I wrote it in the notes, and I card. Stop it. And I will see what I can do. Because there was some in particular that I was curious about, like the Curse of the Yoma. I would forget the name for so many years, and then I saw it on a reel the other day, and I was like, oh, that's the name of the freaking anime I've been trying to look for. And I think the other one was Yotoden, but that one was a little boring. Every time I try to watch it, I zone out. But I'm always meaning to try to watch it. Yeah, yeah. I think physical media, I think for sure that is more up my alley. Because I have been suggested several times, do digital. And I did digital. It's just I had really crappy computers, PCs, and they would crash on me. And I did not like that. Whereas with this, if I mess up, I just throw in the trash. Or I just save it as like inspiration to not mess up next time. Let me do another quick drawing and I'll stop bothering people. Um, yeah, It depends. I don't mind correcting and critiquing and giving advice because I've had that before from nice people, and you can tell the difference between an actual useful comment versus ew, you still do that, that kind of attitude, or god, you're so desperate for attention. Like they give off that kind of energy when I get some comments recently from people trying so hard to hurt my feelings. Like, wow, so edgy. Oh, how do you know I even have feelings? Do I? But yeah, it's I don't mind critiques, no problem. Um just sometimes I don't get that. I usually get positive stuff or stupid, unnecessary, rude comments. That's not very useful. Although I do like, hey, what's a good compliment? That's nice. But then when it comes to critiquing, yeah, it depends though. Because nowadays, I don't think people know how to critique sometimes. Well, it depends. If it's useful negative comments, that I don't mind. It's the ones where they're just trying to hurt your feelings for just to make themselves feel better. I just think that's very a waste of time for both of us, I think. I think if it's useful negative comments, I'll get it. I'll get it. I mean, like, let me be butthurt for 5 minutes and I'll get back to what you said. Yeah, like that. But then when it's just like, what are you even saying? Do you even know what you're saying? Do you even know what language you're speaking? What are you getting at? Ooh, I found something super easy. So yeah, yeah, that's usually the case. I did that recently. Like I would just block. No, no, I did make a comment sometimes, and then I leave it for a few minutes, and then okay, I don't want that kind of activity on my accounts. So I would eventually take it, block them, and just eventually. It's a good learning lesson. I'll admit that much, but at the same time, I also don't want to kind of ruin the atmosphere in my work when there's some stupid asshole being stupid. But yeah, constructive criticism. I'm always open for that. I feel like a lot of people don't know how to do that properly. I'm like, can you not be mean about it? But sometimes they just want to be edgy. I want to, like, do people still say edgy anymore? I don't know what's the equivalent of modern language to edgy, but I. This one, I will not use this crayon. Lesson learned. This one will cover the whole thing, I think. But maybe I'll save it for next time. Or I could do it later. I don't know. I could do a painting. I don't know. This one's so easy. Like, oh, I should have just done a whole bunch of these. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. I think I heard of that before. I think my husband mentioned that. Like, even if it's bad comments, they're still engaging. Yeah, that still counts as. Yeah, for the most part, if they do have, I have that before with my other content of Korea, no, the Korean War and stuff, clips. I got a buttload of that activity. I just remembered. I haven't looked at that. They don't look at my live stream, so I assume they don't care. But I do. Yeah, yeah. I remember now. We do have negative comment um, engagement. That is true. It's just I stopped looking after a while. It gets really repetitive and tiring. And I'm like, okay, I'm tired now, and do something else. And then I just stopped. So that's probably why my engagement is not as active as it used to be because I stopped. I got tired of talking about the Korean War. Um, it's not like, oh, let's move on. No, no, it's that's all they talk about. It's like, if you're really that hyped up for that piece of history, you can go to Northeast China, and because there's a museum about the Korean War with all the evidence you guys are claiming is doctored and not real. It's all there. I went there myself. Oh, okay. Well, the only thing closest to edgy, well, at least art wise, I would say Venom. Um, he's pretty edgy looking, I would think, but again, I'm not very well versed in edgy things nowadays. Is it? I think it's still the concept of not caring when you really care, but you're supposed to not show that you care. Something like that. At least judging from today's clothing, that's all I can tell. But that was already there in the late '80s and '90s and stuff. So I'm like, I already saw it before. when it's already stuff you saw before that's touted as cool and interesting and unique. I was like, but I saw that at least 20 years ago. What's what? Like, I am nah, I'm not. I don't think I'm edgy. At least no, I don't think so. I'm just tired. Just tired of kind of edgy. Probably not. Jinbei-san. What is fun fact? When we go fishing, not just me, but like you can catch a stingray, and there's a stingray on this whale shark's tummy that reminded me of that. I think I have a short with the other fishermen catching a stingray, and that thing's massive. They had to cut the line. It's too big to carry and even put into the net. How stupid that was. But yeah, aw, cute. Look at his face. Okay. Oh, cool, nice. Oh, you drew him often? Yeah, I don't. I didn't start drawing him till like last year. I'm gonna say. I was always intimidated, but at the time I didn't care. And then I think I saw some fan art, and I am a lot more close to um, details. So I was like, oh my god, this is fun. But then I started doing more and more, and then I even drew one for my nephew's graduation gift bag because I didn't know what boys like for teenagers. I was like, I assume Venom's a good thing, and so I had like less than an hour to draw the paper bag, and it was pretty good. A bit rushed, but not bad for less than an hour. But yeah, it was really fun to draw Venom, and I think there's different variations of him. There's also Carnage and the anti Venom. That was kind of weird, and also the video game Candy Venom. I thought was him having a big fat butt. He, oh my gosh, that is some. That is that's quite the impression they're trying to give. Oh shoot, I need to eat something, so I'm gonna have to cut this short. I'm sorry. But let me put a few more circles and I'll call it a day because it's already 2 p.m. and I need to I forgot I ate ice cream, but I need some actual food. So yeah, so that's what I have today. I only have Jinbei-san with the Stingray, and I have Mega Man being Mega Man. Oh no, I haven't seen that yet. Let me write that down. I'll check it out. If they have it as a reference, maybe I can draw it. Oh god, where did I put my paper? Oh, right here. See, I'm writing what she said so I can look it up. That sounds like a deadly combo. Like Ghost Rider and Hulk already are their own crazy old personalities, but all three of them together, that is interesting. I'll check that out. See, I wrote things. So yeah, thank you so much again, Identity Obscura. Thank you for hanging around and seeing me blunder at this lovely Mega Man. Take care. Have a great one. This is Delion signing out. Bye bye. Ah, my alarm.